Teaching Glass technical seminars are an Intertech production. For instructor-led .NET, Java, and XML courses, visit us at www.intertech.com.
They've given us some style here with the site.css as well as some other web pages. Again, these web pages are taking advantage of a master page that we have here called site.master. Just another one of the files they've given us. And then we have our web.config file, which has significantly more settings for the providers, right? Now, mind you, if I right-click this web application project and add another web page, note that I don't have a choice over here. Oh, I want to do VB now. Too bad. We're locked into C#, which is good, actually. We're enforcing that rule so that all the web pages will be the same language. And we have a references folder. I've been talking about this references folder. These are all the .NET assemblies we're referencing. And if we go ahead and add a reference to something else, it's going to show up in this list. So you can see I've got the recent, I got .NET Framework DLLs, right? And I can go ahead and choose one. Like maybe I'm going to choose system.data.oracle client and add that reference. Instead of actually being added, I'm going to close it now. You notice it's been added to the references folder. Instead of being added to my web.config file, it's just right here. And it's used during the compilation process. When I right click and build this project, of course, there's going to be one DLL located in the bin folder. Make sure you click on this icon, Show All Files. I hate the fact that Visual Studio hides some of our files from us, but in the bin folder you will find this DLL file as well as its symbol file here, which is used for debugging. Okay. We don't necessarily have one giant DLL in a website. We might have several DLLs in there, ones that we might be referencing. If I wanted to see this website just by hitting F5, I'm going to have to make sure that I set it as my startup project. Notice it became bold now. And then I might need to set my startup page, set as start page. And then I could go ahead and either start a debugging session by start debugging or start without debugging. Web server starts up and it's loading up that particular page for that site. And of course here is all the fancy stuff that we're given, like the login and welcome to our site, how you can learn more, click on the about link, right, and log in as well. And here, of course, I've got a registration page. You can see how it's navigating, so it's these different canned pages that are coming along and how they're taking advantage of the master page. So hopefully you got a basic understanding of ASP.NET and the architectures, the two architectures we have, websites and web application projects, as well as if you choose empty versus some starting files here. We've also talked about the code behind model and the single file model. And coming back to my slide, just to summarize, be sure you understand that when people are talking about web applications with Visual Studio, always make sure you understand if they're talking about a website or a web application project. That's very important. That's a very important decision to make. And it is difficult to go from one to the other, right? And that's why people need to choose this carefully. Choose the architecture of their choice carefully. I hope this has been an informational video for you, talking about ASP.NET with 4.0. A little bit of the history stuff, right? Where we're coming from with this .NET and Visual Studio, and why do we have these two architectures? I feel that's really important for today's web developers to understand why Microsoft created these two, and understanding just some basic stuff, how Visual Studio works with its own built-in web server, which is nice, right? We love to get the free tools that come along with it. And how Microsoft's including jQuery as well. Mind you, Microsoft is not in control of the jQuery library. They have full respect for the jQuery team, and they work with them tightly, adding in additional features or suggesting additional features, not taking over jQuery by any means. Again, my name is Davin Michelson, and again, at Intertech, we'd appreciate it if you wanted to come take some training. I'd be honored to have you in my class. It will be an intense 5 days of training if you come to class. We do cover a lot of different material, and again, it's tough to cover everything that's available within ASP.NET 4.0, but we cover a lot. And as newer technologies come out, or if I start to hear more requests for a particular technology, I include that in the class. For example, we do cover ASP.NET MVC and jQuery in that class. MVC You literally take a large part of what we covered here with forms development and you throw it away and you start from scratch. And you're back to being directly in control of what HTML is submitted to the browser. We still have support for master pages and the providers, but view state is gone and some of the other features. And again, that's what we'll talk about. And I do deliver a separate MVC class as well, which does include MVC2 mostly, but also a chapter introducing MVC3 with the new Razor View engine if you're interested. All right, thanks very much, folks. Have a great day.
For more free learning resources and to see the latest lineup of our instructor-led.net, Java, and XML courses, visit us at www.intertech.com.